Welcome to 5minutetutorials.com. This is a character design tutorial being done in Adobe Photoshop CS6. All the technical tricks that I'm doing inside of Photoshop should also work in previous versions of Photoshop, all the CS versions. In this case, I'm discussing and taking a look at silhouette-based design. The idea behind silhouette-based design is that you just focus on the actual silhouette of each individual character and you try to use just the outline to make the characters as interesting as possible here. Now, as you can see here, I'm going to zoom in on some of these here. I want you to pay close attention there as some of the subtle details that I've put into them. For example, if you look closely here, this is a peg leg here that we've got on this character. He's also got a small beard there going on, as well as some longer hair. I went with that same idea with this character here. He's just got big scraggly hair, possibly a beard. But notice how the legs become very undefined. You know, it looks like he's got a knee pad or something there. The thing to worry about and to work with and for when you're doing these types of design is look at each individual stroke along the silhouette. For example, here, like the messy hair right along the top here shows like a woman in distress. She's got a small child that she's got in some sort of makeshift backpack of sorts there. The hair is definitely messy. We've got some thicker boots here, a heavy sword. You're trying to communicate the idea. What this particular sketch is missing is, aside from the actual hair and the sword, boots, we're missing the clothing detail. Like, what type of clothing is she actually wearing? You know, is it stretch pants or is it some other type of skin type material? So really down in this region we need a lot more detail here. This is the most common thing that I see, is a lot of just scratchy lines inside of a silhouette based design, unfinished sections. We definitely don't want to do that, and I'm going to just zoom in a little bit on this one here and try to see if I can't take this to a little bit more of a finish. And working now with my brush, I'm going to be working right across here, just darkening up quite a bit and kind of cleaning up. So we've got these gauntlets or bracelets or something going on right through this region here. I'm going to just want to go in there and try to tighten up some of those details, reduce my brush size down quite a bit, typically even down to a 1 pixel brush at this stage here. Watch for symmetrical lines, so anytime you have lines there, try to avoid perfect symmetry if at all possible. Try to really tell the story of what is actually going on here. So I'm thickening up her thumb. More importantly, I'm also just trying to fill in some of these negative shapes inside of here and trying to remove a lot of that detail so it's not as distracting. I'm going to toggle between foreground and background color. Just painting with black and white so that way I don't have to change tools for right now. Just kind of cleaning up a little bit along the silhouette there. Always changing my brush size. By changing your brush size, you create a lot of dynamic variety in your strokes there, and that can be very difficult to do unless you're actively pursuing it. So that's something to definitely keep in mind there. Change your brush as often as you possibly can. So here I'm going to thicken up the boots, suggesting boots maybe are some hand-me-down boots, a lot larger. The foot is also recessed back in space. I'm going to reduce the size down, go back to white, and I do a little bit more cleanup here, just right along the edges of these boots here. Still working with a 4 pixel. By the way, this file is a 8.5 by 11. 200 DPI is what I'm working at here. Just 200 DPI. The higher the DPI, really the better. You have more pixels to work with. You don't really need to get anything larger than 300 resolution though. That's just going to eat up a lot of file size, and arguably you're going to have more pixels than you really need. So there we go. I'm just kind of going in there now and finishing up a lot of these individual details here. So this is still kind of a younger character, larger head size. Remember, age is a lot of what determines age is the actual head's proportion, so how many heads tall the character is. So I'm using a shorter hair length on this character here. Larger, thicker, gloves, some sort of dagger here. Little tiny details that you can actually put into any one of the silhouette edges is going to really help out a lot. So that's really what you want to do. Now this is still kind of simplistic, so I would come back through one last time here and start adding just some individual strokes here to really kind of help sell the story. Hair is always easy to do, particularly if it's messy hair there. for example, down inside of here, you could also do indications of ripped fabric right across there, or maybe it's fur along the boots. It's a fur-lined boot. Maybe it's a frozen tundra that they're in. They probably need some heavier coating. We wouldn't see these skin-tight outfits there. But you can see it's by creating this variety in the texture of the silhouette and the outline there is what makes these types of silhouette-based sketches a lot more interesting. So focus in on that, and then move into what's called the positive and negative shape, where we start dealing with the internal details. So make sure you do watch a lot of the other character designs tutorials here on 5minutetutorials.com. And the best compliment you can always give us is a referral. Thank you.